Assalamu alaikum, you're watching the Haider Rifaat show and I'm your host Haider Rifaat. Today I'm here with Ali Rehman, who is all set to star in the upcoming film Parchi. Thank you so much, Ali, for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
How did you begin your career as an actor?
I started a very long time ago. I think it was more in college and school, where we're just part of some theatre activities. It was just a fluke where there was a drama society. And, this off. There was a drama society, and they were doing some auditions, and they were trying to get people ready for like this political sci-fi, and it was a college competition for, I think, 10, 15 different colleges from across the country and from India as well. So there's like an inter-college thing where lots of different competitions were happening, and drama was one of them. And they were just recruiting people, and at that time I think I could have, I just by my friends were doing it, and I was like, "Kya kar rahe ho?" And they're like, "Ye kar rahe ho." I'm like, "Oh, I can also do something." I really wasn't. I was too scared and shy. I was a very big introvert. So I was like, मैं भी audition करता हूँ, just like that. And they're like, क्या करोगे? I'm like, मैं मुशर्रफ करूँगा. And I could actually do a quite decent musharraf at that time. So बस उधर से I auditioned, and they're like, okay. And it just like became a little more serious day by day. And then before I knew it, I was on stage for the first time, and people actually loved it. They went crazy when I came on and did the whole musharraf bit. And we actually came second in that competition.
Nice.
We beat all the other colleges. We actually were going to come first, but our skit was like 10 seconds longer than time, so that technicality bit they cut us off. But that's it. And then I did another few plays in school. That's where I started. And then I got noticed by a theatre director. And then he called me for an audition. And then I auditioned with like a 150 people. Got the part. Got 2 parts. I was asked to choose. And then that's it. That's how I met Usman, Khalid Bhatt, and all these other creative people. That was our first play together. And ever since then, just haven't looked back. Been really at it. This is something I always wanted to do, and I actually finally got a chance to do it. I was really happy to do it.
Do you face any challenges being an actor? What are some challenges that you faced especially when you're new to the industry?
I think one of the biggest challenges in Pakistan is being from Islamabad, I think, because at that time there was only theatre here, and breaking into the industry is a very tough thing to do from here. You don't have any avenues, or you don't know how to get about it. So it's very hard to put your finger and say, "Okay, मैं ये करूँगा तो I can get out." You really don't know anyone here. There's not a lot of industry that exists over here. You don't know a lot of people. It's hard to get your work out. I think that was my biggest challenge, to get myself out and recognized in the country. So I think that's the biggest challenge of being an actor. Especially, Lahore, Karachi is easier because there's an industry there, and somehow you can get your work out there. But in Islamabad, especially, it's very hard for an artist
Definitely.
to move beyond theatre.
Exactly.
And theatre bhi, I think, khatam ho gaya. There's no theatre anymore, which is quite sad actually, because there's so much talent. But what we did was, that's what we did. We did theatre, and then we tried to do as much work as we did for free. We spent days and months just doing stuff that we love. It wasn't because of the money or anything like that. I think in terms of that, it was not just a challenge, but also as a blessing, because we then appreciate the art for the art itself, and not as a money-making device. So yeah, I mean,
That's
it's a good thing to struggle.
definitely. Let's talk about your new film Parchi. Describe your role in the film and what's your character profile?
I play the character of Bash. Bash is is a himself-centric person. He's a very big, he's a con man, and he likes to do things his way, and he doesn't really care much of the feelings of others. So he's one of those people that likes to do things on his own terms, and he has very few friends. Ahmed Ali's character and Shafqat Khan's character being one of them, who he confides in, who really know him. They're his bachpan ke dost. Ahmed Ali actually is his bachpan ka dost. So he is complete opposite, but knows him really well. And he's learned to survive on the streets for a very long time, and he has a way of doing his things. And then he comes across, and Usman Mukhtar is playing my brother, and he does a job. He's a very straight up, sada
Hmm.
guy who went to college,
Hmm.
who went to school, and now has a, he makes ends meet with his job. So that way, they don't get along because his character doesn't like me for what I'm doing, and I don't like him for keep on, constantly pestering me and nagging, and
They're poles apart.
they're poles apart.
Hmm.
So it's a very interesting mix of people over here, and then suddenly my character gets himself into a little bit of a mess,
Mm-hmm.
and he wants to handle it himself, but suddenly everyone gets involved, and then that's where the comedy starts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a fun film.
I see. So, Parchi aside, what other projects are you working on?
I'm working on a few ideas, just a few things, but one of the biggest ones is yet to come.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's around the corner, inshallah.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't say much about it because I haven't really signed on any papers.
I
don't
see. So, for those people who don't know more about Ali Rehman, how would you describe your early childhood and life experience? How was your upbringing like, and how were you as a child?
I was a big introvert. I wasn't a very forward person. I was definitely a recluse. I had very few friends, and those friends were my life.
Mm-hmm.
I have had best friends since I was 5, and alhamdulillah, we're still best friends.
Mm-hmm.
So, study buddies for life, and
Mm-hmm.
it's something that I've really admired about my friendships with people is that my friendships have stuck. So I wasn't really a people person. I used to get very shy from people. I hated going places because I had to mingle and I didn't know anyone, and I would get very awkward. So I was socially awkward as well. I think theatre has a big part to play in me becoming who I am today, is because it taught me to get out of that shell and to be a little more of a worldly person, to be more social. I still am a little bit of a recluse. If I'm in a big gathering, I get a bit uncomfortable. It's hard for me to move around, but I'm not what I was when I was a child and growing up. I was a very very chup chap kid. I was not a shaitan or a loud kid. I was definitely a creative kid, and I grew up watching a lot of film, comic books, the geeky stuff. I was a geek for sure. And that was my world, I loved it. And I wanted to be someone big, and I wanted to be an actor. Wanted to be Superman. Still want to be Superman, that child inside me. So yeah, a lot of things that I just wanted to do, and I've never not believed that I can do it, I've always had a belief in life. And I think that's one of the biggest things why I guess, alhamdulillah, while I'm here, and I think God has a big hand to play in it, that I've always believed that I will be where I am, I never, of course, had a timeline to when it will happen, but I knew that I was going to do it and I was going to be it. So I think that's something that I really believe in, is that if you want something, if you need something, you believe in it. If you don't, not going to happen.
If I'm not wrong, you have also studied abroad, right?
I haven't studied abroad, I've worked abroad.
You've worked abroad. So how was that transitioning experience for you, coming back to Pakistan and incorporating yourself in Pakistani cinema?
I mean, I was a part of cinema, or not cinema, but I was a part of the industry when I left. So I mean, it wasn't really hard, but it was hard balancing two careers. Very hard. I mean, two separate careers. I was working for the UN, and I was also in the entertainment industry, and both are full-time jobs. And I just don't know how I did. I think it was very easy for me at that point to do it, but I think I lost out on a lot of opportunities because of my job. I should have failed, but I think everything happens for a reason.
For a reason, yes.
And I never regret any of it. I think this is my time that I have to be back, and I finally left one job and I'm now concentrating on the other. And I've never been uncomfortable, or I've never thought that even though I have struggled, I never thought life was a struggle. I've never done an uff कि यार ये करना uff. अल्लाह का शुक्र है, जो भी है हर मोड़ पे अल्लाह का शुक्र किया है. जब when I used to make 4,000 rupees a month, when I was working in a very weird production house back early days.
Mm-hmm.
Even then, I was surviving on 4,000. You know, I've never taken money from home or from my father. I was like, yeah, dad, you did paise, you know. We're very self-sufficient that way. So Allah ka shukr, I've never complained about my financial resources. I've been very happy and content with what I have, and the extra bit that I get, you know, that's a little bit of an extra bonus, and I get really super happy.
Mm-hmm.
Allah ka shukr. That's I think you have to be content with what you have, you know, internally and physically and monetary life. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's it helps you as a person.
Ali, what are some qualities when you're delivering some complex emotions? What qualities do you have to look into while exploring different dimensions of acting when it comes to delivering a serious dialogue, a comedic dialogue, especially for Parchi, because Parchi is relatively a comedic
Yeah.
action film. So,
Yeah.
what is your
I
take
think
on that?
the biggest thing that you have to understand is that people are different. You know, I'm different to you. You have different emotions than I do,
Mhm.
and someone else will have different emotions to what we both do. So I don't put myself in a situation and say कि अगर मैं होता तो क्या करता, क्योंकि I can't be every role. You know, so for Bash, I had to go completely. कि अगर मैं होता तो मैं क्या करता? I wouldn't do that.
Mhm.
I would go. I created a character,
Mhm.
and I became that character, and I was like, अब ये होता तो ये क्या करता? You
Mhm.
know, and so, but of course, we're humans at the end of the day, and what we're
Mhm.
depicting are human beings, you know.
Mhm.
So of course, human emotion, understanding human emotion, I think that's what I do really well, and you can understand where people are coming from sometimes just by talking to them,
Exactly.
the kind of people that they are. That really helps me in creating characters,
Mhm.
and then you become those characters. You don't become yourself in that character. And for me, at least that's my
Mhm.
whole ethos towards it. So I don't believe in the fact that you can become every character by saying कि मैं अगर होता तो मैं ये करता.
Exactly.
Because that doesn't work. I mean, you know, then you're just doing a bit of yourself in everything. And for an actor to be one person and another person, you have to be completely poles apart.
Mhm.
So if I'm a bit of myself in every character, then I'm somehow linked to each character, you know, and I'm showing a little bit of myself in each character. Which I don't want, you know. I don't want people to think, yeah, ये इसमें थोड़ी वो quality थी, वो उसने वो उस तरह उसमें भी किया था, you know. So I work towards that, and inshallah, I mean, of course, I haven't been able to do as much work as I want to. Now, inshallah, I hope I will get to do a lot more work, completely change myself. So I want to do characters that people don't say. People say, yeah, ये तो character इसमें इस तरह था और इसमें इस तरह, you know. That's the kind of characters that I want to do, and that's what I want to be remembered for.
Exactly. Very quickly, Ali, what's your advice for aspiring actors?
Only do it when you have full passion in doing this. I mean, if you are passionate about acting, and it's not about the money or the fame, or I want to become famous, I want people to know me, then it's not for you. You know, you have to have a passion in acting, and only then it's going to take you forward. If you have passion in anything, you should go for that. You know, if you have passion being famous, maybe acting is not the one. You know, maybe there's some other reason, some other thing that you can get famous for. You know, you should have to find that. But just to be an actor to become famous, or be an actor to be well known or recognized, or just to be an actor because it's cool, it's not going to take you too far. You know, you have to have the talent. So also dream big. You know, don't ever give up, and believe in what you're doing. The struggle is hard, and struggle is real. But you have to fail a few hundred times to succeed, and that's the only way.
Thank you so much, Ali. That's all for now. Stay tuned for more information and weekly videos on my official YouTube channel and Facebook page. Until then, take care. Allah Hafiz.